like to share with you about an exceptional place that's dedicated to the care of very special children. It's the St. Joseph Home. And at the same time, I'd like you to consider making a donation to the St. Joseph Home. This is Brandon. Brandon is finally going home. He spent the last 3 years at St. Joseph Home. He was on a ventilator and needed constant care. In his preparations to get ready to go home, his parents were provided with intense training to take care of him. He started with one-night overnight visits, followed by extended weekends. And now Brandon's ready to go home for good with his family. But Brandon is going to be sorely missed by all of those at St. Joseph Home who've cared for him. St. Joseph Home was established in 1873 by the Sisters of Charity of Cincinnati. The home was established to care for unwed mothers and their babies. The home was located at the corner of Reading Road and Tennessee Avenue. In 1967, the home was moved to Sharonville. And in 1976, the Sisters of Charity decided to refocus their mission and be dedicated to serving children with significant developmental disabilities and medical frailties. The mission of St. Joseph Home is to care for their residents' medical needs and give the attention to their social, educational, and spiritual development. The residents attend workshops and participate in a variety of activities and outings. St. Joseph Home is the only agency in Hamilton County to provide care for non-ambulatory, non-verbal, medical frail infants, children, and adults. There are 3 types of services at St. Joseph Home. The first is the residential service. There's room for 48 residents. They live in 6 cottages. Each cottage has 8 beds, a kitchen, and a bath. These residents attend workshops. Some go to school, to county-provided schools, and all are given the opportunity to reach their potential. The St. Joseph Home strives to create a home-like environment for its residents. It has every cottage is home-like, but it also has the skilled nursing and equipment that each resident needs. The next service they provide is a respite care. The Harold C. Schott Respite Center is a 24-hour nursing facility. Families are able to bring their developmentally disabled children to the respite center that can give them a break from 24-hour care at home. The center is funded not only by Medicaid but also by donations, and no family is ever turned away because they could not pay. Another service that St. Joseph Home provides is day programs. And these are outings and art classes and physical therapy for people who come into the property and also residents who live there. Each program is specifically designed for each individual to help them reach their highest potential. And there are 3 ways I would urge you to consider being able to contribute to St. Joseph's Home mission. A gift of your time, a gift of your talent, or a gift of your treasure. The first one I would ask you to consider is a gift of your time. There are many volunteer opportunities at St. Joseph Home. You can volunteer as an individual. Individual opportunities include working one-on-one with the resident. You can feed them lunch, work on them with art projects. You can volunteer as a group. They've found a lot of success working with other school-age children, bringing them in, exposing them to the children who live at the home, and it helps break down stereotypes. Another way that's easy for a lot of people to participate is the annual 5K race, the Incline to the Finish Line. They've had this for the last 20 years. It's always a fun activity. My family has participated for several years. Another way to participate or towards their mission is with a gift of your talent. Emerging Leaders at St. Joseph Home is a group of 8 young professionals who've gotten together. They've networked with their coworkers and friends to get together and work on volunteer projects at the home. They do gardening and cleanup projects. They've provided for fundraising opportunities that has purchased much needed equipment at the home. Other areas you could think of volunteering if you have a special art talent is working with some of the residents who use art to help express their emotions. They express their emotions with their eyes, with their gestures, and then they use techniques of hand-on-hand assistance to help the residents do art projects. And of course, the last one would be a gift of your treasure. A donation to St. Joseph Home is an investment in individual lives. St. Joseph's Home's operating budget is $11 million a year, and 20% of that is strictly from donations and contributions. A donation to St. Joseph Home is also an investment in families. One parent was stated as saying, "St. Joseph Home has been a good place for John to grow. St. Joseph Home has impacted him by keeping him happy, and that's what we want, John to be happy." And I think that's what we all want for our children, is for our children to be happy. St. Joseph Home has played a big part in my family's life. My nephew Nick spent 3 years in their day program when he was an infant. Having Nick be able to go to their daycare program was a big relief for my brother and his wife. They were able to continue with their daytime jobs, care for Nick at night on weekends, and know he was getting everything he needed during the day. So I would urge you to consider a way you could contribute. If you could spare a little bit of time, a little bit of your talent, or a little bit of your treasure to help St. Joseph Home continue their mission. Or better yet, I would ask you to consider a combination of all three. You will not regret the experience.